we're talking about posing questions to our closest people in officiating, those being on our crew. And I realize not everybody works with the same crew every week. So that can be another degree of challenge that we might discuss here in a minute. But it's like, look, how consistent are we on these principles? And by the way, the goal is never to be 100% consistent. I've never thought that was really the goal. But it's interesting. It's interesting if we look at these two actions. Are we calling this? Are we not? Why? Why not? And usually the beneficial discussion, Sony, is in the why or why not versus just the yes or the no.
Yeah. What do you guys think? How might you use a play like this in week-to-week prep with your crew?
It's funny because
go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say kickoffs always kind of jump out at us. I think probably because we don't see many of them and it's just mass chaos. So I know that we ended up talking a lot about kickoffs, probably because we were so bad at them through a stretch. Brian.
Yeah. So in terms of like how you would use this, and a lot of it is a little bit like you threw it out there, right? And you said, what do you think? Why or why not? If we're just like in a group, in our, let's say our Friday before Saturday pregame in a hotel conference room, right? We can all sit around and discuss that. I think it would depend on whether, let's say was this a play that we had last week? Are we evaluating ourselves? Is this a play from the team, from Black, the return team? Is this a play that they had where, okay, these guys really like to pull people down, right? How are we going to handle this when it happens, right? Because if this went uncalled in this game, they're gonna do it again, right? Yeah. So how do we prepare for that next game? Maybe we're using this play and we've seen that from the team that we're going to have, right? From one of the teams that we're going to have. And I think through that discussion, I wouldn't necessarily pull this up specifically, right? Unless it was one of those things that you guys were talking about before, where, this obviously happens more often than a surprise onside kick. But to get into the details of, okay, so what is our officiating standard for the one circled in yellow, right? Where it's so far away from the play. What are we doing with that? Like, what's our officiating standard? I don't know in a pregame that we want to go through that unless that's the programmed specific thing that we're going to drill in on, right? So it could be used in either of those ways, that we've pulled this play, we want to drill in on this. We've seen these in previous games and maybe we've missed them, or we're preparing for the next game. I guess that's.
Yeah. Really well said. Really well said. And I did. Quite frank, I did like to go there to where maybe you said you didn't want. I did like to go there. Like, I want to know why you like this as a foul or why you don't. But I never said raise your hand if this is a foul, raise your hand if it's not. Never said that. It was more like, just tell me why. Just tell me why. Obviously, they're the why or why not, then you understand what they're thinking, yes or no, but no, it's really what you're saying, and getting around the philosophy, the standards. Are we applying these?